Ladies and gentlemen, standing here in front of you is one of the greatest moments that I want to treasure. Allow me to share to you on how to embrace your flaws and accept your perfections. This is Genevieve C. Danatil. Let me begin my speech with this greeting. Good day to each and everyone. Before I go to bed, when I wake up in the morning, and before leaving the house, I always look at myself in the mirror. I am very conscious about how I look. I always ask myself if I am beautiful or ugly. Why am I too short? Why am I too thin? And why is my skin not so flawless? And why am I different with the others? Embracing your flaws teaches you to accept your imperfections, to improve yourself, and to appreciate your individuality. Most teens nowadays are very particular with how they look. They're struggling to be the person what others want them to be. They want to impress their society, that's why they've tried to be perfect. They will feel insecure if someone's better than them. And they cannot accept their flaws and imperfections, for they are blinded with their desires and insecurities. Your flaws are not supposed to define you. You alone can do that. Don't allow your flaws to get the better part of you. As we live in a society that perpetually compares one person to another, embracing our flaws, forgiving ourselves for our failures, and pulling ourselves out of guilt becomes the very difficult task. Sometimes, our greatest enemy is our flaws and imperfections. We try to pull ourselves for not having a perfect curve. We try dragging ourselves for being different, not even realizing that each one of us has our own flaws and imperfections. Embrace your flaws and learn to face the reality that we are human beings with flaws and imperfections. As a person, to be able to embrace our flaws, the very first thing we do is to accept and acknowledge that particular flaws. Saint Augustine once said, "It is the very perfection of a man to find out his own imperfections." Just because you're trying to embrace yourself doesn't mean that you'll refuse to improve yourself. Use your flaws as your guide for improving yourself. Do not allow your flaws to ruin your life. Instead, use your flaws to be a better individual. Just because you're not sexy, just because you don't have a perfect curve, just because you don't have a flawless skin, and just because you are not tall doesn't mean you are being left behind and feel inferior. Remember that when you accept your flaws, it allows you to work on your imperfections. Appreciate your individuality. No human is perfect. These flaws in this case can be seen as a good thing because it's what differentiates you from one person to another. You shouldn't make the mistake of trying to fit in. You don't need to walk an extra mile just to fit the best description you want for yourself. Haley Hasselhoff once said, "It is all about confidence and how you feel about yourself. There's no such thing as perfect woman." I love imperfections. It's what makes you unique. So stop. Stop comparing yourself. Stop minding what others will think about your flaws. Stop overthinking that you're a mess because you're imperfect. Embrace your flaws and accept your imperfections, for it's the reason why every one of us is unique. Love yourself first before loving others. Remember that if you're able to love yourself first, you will never hesitate to love the people that surround you. Once again, this is Genevieve C. Danatil. Embrace your flaws, accept your imperfections, for it's what makes us unique. Thank you for having me here. Goodbye and God bless.